All right, listen up, Kansas and Missouri. All you have to do is follow Florida. You want to get costs down, you follow Florida, and let me explain. But you're going to have the balls to do it, and I'm not convinced that you guys and gals do. I know you gals don't have them, but you get the point. Figuratively speaking, of course, okay? Figuratively speaking. This is a great, and I'm going to share this thing on my social media feeds. Because this is one of, I think, the most important issues of our time that is getting wildly overlooked when you talk about the cost of living, the cost of doing business, inflation, and everything else. Headline, Florida pays a tort reform dividend. Ron DeSantis' 2023 law is reducing home and auto insurance rates. They note here, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' litigation reforms are starting to pay off for the state's citizens in a big way. Auto and home insurers are announcing rate cuts. And get this, even issuing rebates. State Farm recently said it will reduce auto rates in the Sunshine State by 10%. Combined with last year's premium cut, its policyholders will save $400 a year on average. The Florida Office of Insurance Regulation says the state's 5 largest auto insurers have reduced rates by 6.5% on average this year, saving policyholders hundreds of dollars. Progressive Insurance also plans to send policyholders refunds averaging about $300. Since Florida insurance reform was enacted in early 2023, we have seen lower loss costs on certain types of personal auto accident claims and favorable reserve development. And we have experienced strong profitability in our Florida personal auto business. Its total auto refunds add up to nearly $1 billion, according to Governor DeSantis. So what did Florida do? Florida passed a raft of tort reforms, cracking down on lawsuit abuse. It even made some GOP lawmakers a little skittish. Why? Well, it's true in state capitals, in Topeka and Jeff City. It's true in D.C. as well. And it's on both sides of the aisle. These attorneys have their lobbyists make sure that they have these politicians wrapped around their little finger. That's what they do. Okay? I think it's worse in Missouri right now than it is in Kansas. But my goodness, pop on your television. Every other ad is some huckster attorney looking to get you to sue somebody over a fender bender that was probably your fault. But hey, they'll try to make a buck off it anyway. What does that do? It drives up your car insurance. People talk about car insurance rates going up, and they're quick to blame illegal immigrants. And don't get me wrong, people without insurance, part of the problem. Illegals, definitely part of the problem. The biggest part of the problem, you've got attorneys looking to sue everybody, and oftentimes it is cheaper to settle this stuff than it is to go to court. And what do? These insurance companies pass on the cost to everybody else to make these attorneys rich. That's what they do. I don't hate much, but boy, and I've got friends that do it for a living here and growing up, one of my best friends doing it. Now, we joke on him all the time in the group chat, and he just gets destroyed in our group chat like no one else all the time. But I think that business is it's filled with scumbags. Not that everyone is, but it's filled with a lot of scumbags. And it's driving up costs on your house. It's driving up costs on your car insurance. And there's no end in sight. And these companies, sadly, are in a position where they just say, you know what, I'm going to settle this thing and pass on these costs to everybody else. And it's happening all over the place. And Florida has been ground zero for a lot of this. So what did Florida do? It eliminated one-way attorney fees, which allowed plaintiffs to collect massive attorney fees from defendants and their insurers if they win a lawsuit, though not the other way around. So now it was like, you know what? You want to bring a BS bogus lawsuit against me? Well, guess what? It might cost you. That's going to scare some people. Suddenly, it's not just the plaintiff who has everything to gain and nothing to lose. That could go the other way. That could bite you in the butt. Republicans also in Florida curbed a common practice by which attorneys inflated medical costs for injuries caused by car accidents. In 2022, Republicans in Florida shored up the state's sinking home insurance market. Insurers were inundated by lawsuits, causing many to fail or flee the market. The state created Citizens Property Insurance Corp., which has become the state's biggest property insurance. Legal reforms stopped unscrupulous contractors and plaintiff attorneys from jacking up claim costs. As a result, home insurers are cutting rates and writing more policies in Florida. Since January of 2024, 33 insurers have filed for rate decreases and 17 new insurance companies have entered the market. Florida Peninsula Insurance Company, one of the state's largest insurers, this summer filed for an 8.4% statewide rate cut on homeowners. Florida's trending in the right direction. What's happening around the rest of the country? Tenant and household insurance costs have risen 7.5% on average nationwide over the last 12 months. Everybody is seeing cost increases on their homeowners insurance and on their car insurance. I had a big hike again this year. I'm sure many of you did as well. I think mine went up, it was at least 10%. It might have been almost 15% on the monthly rate for car insurance. Continues to skyrocket. Same thing with the homeowners insurance. And why? You have people, in part, who want to sue left and right. And those costs just get passed on. So for the folks in Kansas, in Topeka, and the folks in Jeff City, you know what? You can get a handle on this. You can follow Florida's lead if you're willing to tell all your friends and lobbyists tied to the attorneys to basically go pound sand. I'm not convinced they've got the gumption to do it. And it's not a Republican-Democrat issue. I mean, Florida is having a lot of success with this, and obviously that is a red state right now. But this is really not intended to be a Republican or Democratic issue. It's not. It's just about the folks. It's about regular people. It's about helping Republicans and Democrats. It's about having the backs of everybody and anybody. And it will be wildly popular policy. There's not much that's popular across the political aisle. This would be. I mean, in the Kansas governor's race, let's see who wants to bring up this issue. I mean, they'll talk about how they can get your property taxes down $50 a year while your homeowner's insurance goes up $1,000 a year. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. They missed the mark because there are things they don't want to talk about. Heck, Trump could talk about this. If he wants, he should. I know he's got some big, one of his big donors is a personal injury attorney down there in Florida. And I'm blanking on the guy's name. He's expanded all over the country. I mean, if he's not a billionaire, he's darn close to it. And I'm not saying that that's the reason he's not talking about it. Trump's got plenty of other people that could donate to him away from the personal injury attorneys. But he's got some big guy down in Florida. I've seen his commercials when I've gone down there. And I'm blanking on his name. He's also been on Fox News a couple of times and things like that. But you know what? I'm sorry. You want to help the folks? That's a great way to do it. It's a great way to do it. It's a no-brainer. And you know what? People would see immediate relief. And it's one of the reasons right now, I mean, you see explosions of this business in Kansas City. Every other television commercial is this.